Okay, we're going to talk about the new bait from Monster Lures, the XL Squirco. I got a bunch of these in late October to use. Really great bait. Caught some nice fish on them. We were just actually testing for the camera here. We had about a 42, 43 come up and try and poke at it at the boat here. But I'm just going to kind of discuss on how to use these. Really important, again, they all come with a split ring on the front of it, so that's already taken care of. Very important to make sure you're using a straight wire leader. All the leaders that I use are from Stealth Tackle. I get the ones without the snaps on them, just with the ring on it to connect it. Really helps get the bait going side to side. Rod wise, I use a 7.6 extra heavy Muskie Innovations rod, Pro Series, but a lot of guys are throwing them on 9-footers too. I've thrown them on 9-footers. That's the only Squirco you can get away with using a longer rod on. If you're using the babies or the regular size, I really recommend using a 7.6. Really seems to get a lot better action. But with the bigger one, it's not as supporting the sink glide so easy that anything from 7.6, 7.6 would be the smallest that you want to go, and anywhere up to a 9. But I recommend either using a extra heavy or monster heavy, like the same type of 9-foot rod that you'd be throwing pounders on. Will work great for this bait. Real easy to use. Again, this thing really glides easy side to side. Just nice soft taps on it, and it sinks about a foot per second. Just similar to a lot of other baits, and you can count it down. And if you're really working this thing slow, like I've been getting fish on the last few weeks, and this thing will be coming in 7, 8, 9, even 10 foot down if you're working that thing really slow. I'm kind of using a white one here, so it's easier to see for the camera, but you can see that thing's, when it was first coming in there, it was 6, 7, 8 feet down. So you want to work this thing deep. Let's say you're working out 14, 15 feet of water. Count that thing down 7, 8 seconds, let it get down, and then just start tapping on it real nice and soft. Foot long, 16-inch poles on it, a little bit of slack line in it, and that thing's shooting side to side. Let's give a little bit of pause in between each one. That thing right now is down 7, 8 feet deep. Just barely ticking the tops of the weeds coming in. Coming up as it's getting to the boat. And figure 8 wise, once I get into the figure 8, I just figure 8 it just like I would anything else. There's enough action with that tail kicking that those fish are gonna get a shot at it. There's one right there. See it?
Oh yeah.
He's still sitting there.
Yeah.
Right over the top of him right now.
There's actually 2 of them. I see one right here.
Sure. Oh yeah, there is 2. 2 fish just followed in on that cast. There's another one right over here. It's about 38 and there's a 37 incher sitting right there looking at it. No, that one might be bigger than that. Can you see him on the camera?
Pretty deep. I can't tell if I can see him on the camera or not, but I'm like, which one are you looking at? I see one right here.
Yeah, there's 2. That's only the second time this year I've had 2 follow at the same time. But like I said, when you go into the figure 8, stop the jerking motion. Just go into a regular figure 8 just as you would any bucktail or crankbait. The tail action is enough that you'll get hits on it. But again, back to working the bait. Just nice, easy taps on it here. I got it up a little bit higher so you can see that thing really working side to side. Do a short cast here and just kind of demonstrate how this thing.
Fish right there.
Oh yeah. Just like any of the other ones, if you want to work it, you get in, slide in a little bit shallower in the weeds, because all you got to do is work it with the rod up. Just pump it with the rod up, and even with how heavy that bait is, I'm able to keep that thing just below the surface. So if you drift into up on top of shallower rocks, on top of a reef, or into shallower weeds, you can work this thing, keep it right up on top. If you need to work it deep, then just drop your rod tip down and work it like you normally would. But very versatile bait. You can swim it deep, or if you've got your fish in clear water and you got your Polaroid glasses on them, you can steer it in and around the weeds. All of a sudden I get to a patch and I need to swim it over the top of it. I just bring the rod up and then I just let it sink back down a foot per second and then drop the rod back down. Swim her right in there. Okay, size-wise on the XL Squirco, it's 14 inches long and it weighs 11 ounces. So that's why you want to make sure you're using the extra heavy or monster heavy jerkbait rod with this.
Good.
Okay, we're going to talk about the regular size Squirco here. For equipment wise, for a rod, I'm using a 7.6 extra heavy jerkbait rod here. This is a Bulldog Series Pro Series rod from Muskie Innovations. This is what I use for them, but you definitely want to use the extra heavy 7.6 rod, jerkbait rod for these. Definitely seems to give them a little bit of action, or helps give a lot better action. You can get away with an 8-foot or 2. Anything bigger than that, it's going to be a lot harder on you to get the action you need with these. And leader wise, I use a straight wire leader. Really important to get these Squircos going. Don't use fluorocarbon. I know some jerkbaits will work fine with fluorocarbon, but Squircos do not. Your best performance is going to be with a straight wire leader. And they come with a split ring on the front of them. Really important for any side-to-side baits. You want to make sure you get good quality split ring on the front of them. So for this straight wire leader, split ring, 7.6 extra heavy jerkbait rod, that's all you need to get these things to dance side to side. If you're working them down deep, is all you got to do is just kind of keep the rod down and just work them nice and slow. You get a little bit of slack in there and just tap them, and that thing glides side to side. You can run these things 4 to 5 feet down if you're working them slow. Earlier in the season, if I'm working them in the spring, or if I'm working them over the top of the heavy weeds, which a lot of guys don't understand how shallow you can run these things. You can make them almost run exactly like a topwater bait, like a jackpot or side to side, as you just work it with the rod up just like this. And that bait's only running an inch underneath the surface. And in September, when those fish are real shallow, or in the spring when those fish are real shallow, you can really get fish to come up and clobber these things, working them up, working with the rod up. That's real important. If the fish are holding shallow and you're still able to use a jerkbait. Just nice soft taps. You don't have to hit it real hard. And I'm just kind of working it out to the side, working it up. And that Squirco's only going, just staying right up on top. And those fish will come right up and grab that thing. You see how things shooting side to side. And if you want to work it deep, then you just hold the rod down and do nice soft taps. A little bit of slack line in there. It's kind of, you can see that bait all the way out there. You get your good polarized glasses on, and let that bait get all the way to the side before you hit it again. Just let it glide all the way to the side, then tap it again. You always end up having a little bit of slack line in there. That's how you get it to dance. Just let it get all the way to one side and then hit it again. All the way to one side, hit it again. It'll take you a few casts to get used to. It always does with clients, showing them how to work them. But once they get the hang of it, man, the fish sure like them. And just nice easy taps. Foot long to 16-inch long taps, that's all you need. Get that thing shooting side to side. Again, we're going to work it shallow. All you got to do is just hold your rod right up. That bait will just zigzag right underneath the surface of the water, and you get some real explosive strikes doing this. And that's just a lot of the bigger fish I've caught on the Squircos have been just buzzing them right underneath the surface like that, underneath the weeds, or over the top of the shallow weeds. Okay, for using these baby Squircos, the most important thing with these is make sure that most of them come with a split ring on the front. So if you don't have a split ring, make sure you put a good quality split ring on the front. And then I use a 12-inch straight all-wire leader. The leaders I use are from Stealth Tackle. I don't use a snap. I connect it directly right to the bait. And then I use, for the babies, really important, you want to use a 7/6 medium heavy jerk bait rod. A lot of guys try using them with 9-footers or your 8/6s or anything like that. They don't work near as well. So I use a Muskie Innovations Bulldog Series 7/6 medium heavy, but any medium heavy 7/6 rod will do the job. And you just end up you just want a little bit of slack in it, and you just kind of real short snaps, not hard pulls, and the bait will dance side to side real nice and easy, and it's real erratic. Sometimes it'll go up, sometimes it'll go down, and the direction changes are key for triggering strikes. Here, I'll do a short pitch here so you can see how I'm working it. Just nice short taps and a pause, let it swing to the side, then hit it again. You end up with a little bit of slack in it. If you want it to drop down a little bit deeper, so all you got to do is just work it just a little bit slower. Cold front conditions or the water's a little bit cooler, this is how I work it. Just kind of tap it, let it ride down. Sometimes it'll go up and down, sometimes it'll go side to side. That's why I really like the Squircos, because they don't just do one thing, they change directions all the time and seem to trigger a lot more strikes. And if you want to keep it shallow, all you gotta do is just raise your rod up higher and just do faster snaps, and you can just keep that Squirco right up on top of the water, swimming over the top of the weeds. A lot of time in the spring, these fish are going to be in only a foot, 2.5 to 3 feet of water. So you just pitch that Squirco out way up shallow, even in the 6-7 inches of water, and just kind of work it with the rod up sideways, twitching it fast, and it's almost acting as a surface bait, and it's just riding just underneath the water, only a couple inches down, and them fish pop up out of the newly emergent weeds in the spring and they really hammer it. So just kind of scoop it along fast. Like I was saying about working it in the spring, actually the biggest fish that I've had in the boat on a baby Squirco was working it fast like this over the newly emergent weeds. 48-inch fish was only in 2-3 feet of water, packed in them heavy weeds up in the north end of a lake, catching some sun. And that's a lot of times with these babies, that's what you want to be working them in, is only a couple feet of water early in the spring. That's the last couple of years I've had 25 to 30 fish in my boat just in May alone on these. A lot of times these will trigger strikes when nothing else will, especially during cold fronts and cooler water conditions. And it's a small bait, but not just for small fish. The last 2 years I've had fish over 30 pounds on them. Really great spring bait for triggering strikes. Really easy to work. Just make sure you're using a 7/6 medium heavy rod for using them, and a straight wire leader. Very important. Don't even try using them with fluorocarbon leaders. I know some of the other jerk baits work fine with fluorocarbon leaders. The Squircos do not. Make sure you're using a straight wire leader.
Big one, big one, big one, big one, big one, big one. Big fish. Big fish. Stay down, baby. Stay down. Here she comes. Here she comes. Here she comes. She's coming. She's going under the boat, under the boat. Wow. This thing's got some power, man. Oh. There we go, there we go. There we go. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Big fish on that rabbit squirrel bucktail, man. That's just a monster. Yeah. Woo.
Nice fish.
Our casting bite is just taking off right now. And, you know, it's early season. This fish just clobbered that rabbit squirrel bucktail. Gold blade, purple body, just smoked me, man. Jacked me hard. Whew. I'm pretty stoked right now. She's a big girl. She's a big fat fish. So she measured 50.5. Here we go. Big old monster head on this fish. Whew! There she is. Just gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Oh man, I'm gonna get her back in the water. So another lucky guy can catch her. Wow, that fish, you know, we're fishing really, really shallow in just a couple feet of water. And this is year 2010, June, and this fish came right out of that shallow water and ate this bucktail, and just annihilated this thing, inhaled it. And you know, luckily it wasn't deep or anything, but got it out, and she's doing great. She swam away really strong. This bucktail is just great. It's, you know, it doesn't have the huge blades, but just an incredible vibration, and that's what triggered this fish into eating. So I think I'll be calling Tanner and having him make me up about 5 or 6 more of this color. Great color. So, awesome fish, guys. Awesome fish.
Right on it. Right on it. Right on it. Eat. There
it goes.
She's barely hooked. Barely hooked. I'm trying. She's a big fish.
Okay, I know. We got her. Lift her up.
Yeah! Woo! Yeah, baby! Nice net job, Kevin. Rabbit squirrel, baby. That's our second big fish.
We just got this really nice fish on a rabbit squirrel bucktail, and we're gonna see what. Here she is. Beautiful, beautiful fish. Really fat around the tail. Really heavy built fish. You know, we've been moving. Probably moved about 8 fish all day today, and we just kept going back and back and back on these fish, and that's what you have to do. You have to keep going back at these fish, and you know, they'll decide to eat when the time is right. And this one did, so we're gonna put her right back in the water.
There she goes.
Yep. Nice work, Chuck. Come here, man. Nice. There she goes.
Right on.
Nice job.
A lot of hard work.
Finally paid off.
2 nice fish in the boat, had a lot of follows, and took Kevin's advice and put a nice one in the bag.
Awesome. I couldn't be more
Thanks,
happy
Kevin.
with the results.
Appreciate it.
Good job, Chuck. Let's go
you.
get another one now.
I can't quite tell.
That's a muskie, I think.
Yeah, oh yeah, nice fish. Decent fish. Decent fish.
There we go.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Get a head towards me. Lift up.
There we go, baby.
Nice little fish, huh?
There we go, baby.
Nice.
Rabbit squirrel, third
Rabbit
fish.
Squirrel strikes again.
Third fish.
Number 3 for the rabbit today. It's a nice little fish, man. I'll take that, huh?
Nice fish.
Awesome work,
Right on,
man.
baby.
Awesome work. Now, let's get some pliers and we'll pop the hooks here and see what we got. We got the 3rd fish of the day today. Chuck nabbed this fish on the rabbit squirrel, the purple skirted gold blade rabbit squirrel. And it's a really nice little fish, you know. Just great looking fish. Looks like this has a fin clip right here on the left side. Great little fish. Let's put her back so she can grow, Chuck.
Nice fish.
And that looks like that's going to be about the end of day 1. So we really slayed the fish today.
One on that side?
Yes. Support it. Good job, buddy.
Right on, man.